Hi boys and girls, it's Mr. Mutes, and in today's video we're going to be going over the spiral math answers for Wednesday, May 13th. Got my answer side and my work side, and we're ready to go. First one we're going to look at is which property is shown below. And hopefully you guys can see this one. It's a little small. Let me see if I can zoom in. Well, I guess I'll just leave it like that for right now. But I'll highlight it right here so you can see it. So it is 12 plus 16 in parentheses plus 34 equals 12 plus 16 in parentheses plus 34. Now, boys and girls, the property that's shown below here, I'll first blank in the answer sentence. The property shown below is, and I'll put the blank. Okay, so the property shown below is the blank. When I look at this one, boys and girls, I notice that the numbers don't change. The numbers 12 and 16 and 34 don't change, so that leads me to believe that it's not going to be the commutative property. I do notice, though, that the parentheses do change. The groupings change. So instead of adding 12 and 16 first, here you're going to be adding 16 and 34 first. So because the groupings change, those parentheses change, and nothing else changes, it's the associative property that's being shown here. So I'm going to say the associative property. Check your spelling, make sure you spell it correctly. And then we'll move on down to number 2. On number 2, we're going to be identifying the pattern, and then we're going to find out what the next 3 terms in the following sequence. So what we'll do is we'll take a look at the actual numbers here. We have 7, then we go up to 12, then we go down to 8, then we go up to 13, then we go back down to 9, then we go back up to 14. Well, it turns out that the pattern is, and I'll make that as an answer sentence, and you can just put the symbols for adding, or you can write the words. But if you look at it, it is, let me go ahead and mark over here. When we go from 7 to 12, we add 5. Then we take away 4 and get 8. Then we add 5 again and get 13. Then we take away 4 and get 9, and add 5 and get 14. So our next term in the sequence would be, well, let me write the pattern first. The pattern is add 5, comma, then subtract, well, looks like we subtract 4, then subtract 4. And I'll just say the next 3 terms are, let's go and take a look at the next 3 terms are. Since I added 4, or I added 5 to get 14, I'm going to subtract 4. So my next term is going to be 10. Then I'm going to add 5 more, which is 15. And then I go back and I'm going to subtract 4, and I'll get 11. So the next 3 terms are 10, 15, and 11. All right, we'll go on down to number 3. What is 6,234 written in standard form? I'll just go ahead and write right here. The number in standard form is 6,000. I'll put a 6, comma, 234, and a period at the end of my sentence. So the number in standard form is 6, comma, 234, or 6,234. Let's move on down to number 4. Let me just go ahead and move this out of the way here. So we're going to locate and name the point at 0 and 4. So what I'll do is I'll look. I want to start, since the point is at 0, it says we're going to start at 0. So I'm going to find 0 on the x-axis. The x-axis is this one right here. And then I'm going to go up to 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So the point, add 0.4 is A. So I'll put right here in my number, or in my answer sentence. Oops, let me get rid of these arrows. We'll move this up eventually. So number 4 is the name, and you can say the name is A, or point A. Either one is okay. The name is point A. Let's go on to number 5. We're going to round the fraction to 0, 1/2, or 1. The fraction we're going to round is 9/11. So I'm going to go and put 9/11 right here. And then I'll put the wavy equal sign, meaning that we're going to be rounding. So I know 11 is close to 10, and half of 10 is 5. So 9 really isn't close to 5 or 6 or halfway. It's much closer to 11. So it's much closer to 11/11. And 11/11 is the same as 1. So we're going to say that 9/11 is about 1 when we round it out. Make sure you use wavy equal sign to show me that you're rounding. Let's go and take a look at number 6. What is the expanded form of 340,729? Well, go ahead. And then I got some space for this one. I'm going to go across. I'll just write here the expanded form is, and I'll start to write it out. 340,000, so I'll say 3 times 100,000 first. I'll add 4 times 10,000. Make sure that you have the parentheses around each part of the expanded form. We don't have any for thousands, so we'll go right to hundreds. Plus 7 times 100. And I'll go return sweep down here. Plus 2 times 10. And then we'll add 9 times 1. So the expanded form is 3 times 100,000 plus 4 times 10,000 plus 7 times 100 plus 2 times 10 plus 9 times 1. I'm going to finish up on the back side. So we'll go ahead right over here. And on this one, we're going to be writing, let me write my answer, my work. Number 7. So number 7 is, what is the correct way to write the decimals shown in the model below in standard and word form? So there's 2 things I have to do. I have to put it in standard form and then in word form. Now this is a block of 100 small pieces. Imagine that this is one whole, this whole block, and the shaded area is the decimal. So I've got 10 shaded here plus 1 more, so that's 11. And each one of these little blocks is a hundredth, so it's 11 hundredths. So I'll say the decimal in standard form is 0 and 11 hundredths and 11 hundredths, and make sure we say dreths, a th here, not 11 hundredths, but hundredths in word form. Make sure you have standard form, word form, the decimal, and also 11 hundredths. All right, so far so good. Let's finalize our last one now. Now number 8, we want to look again at the model. It's saying, looking at the decimal shown in question 7. Well, the decimal in question 7, I wrote down here in word form and in decimal form right here, so you can see it. Now we're going to complete the following sentence to make it true about that. So let's go ahead and take a look. It says the value of the digit in the hundredths place is blank times as great as the digit in the tenths place. Let's do some extreme zoom here so we can kind of zoom in on 11/100ths. I want to look at that to help me figure this out. So the sentence is asking us to look at the value of the digit in the hundredths place, which is the last one right here. We want to compare it to the digit in the tenths place, which is the other one, which is on the left of the hundredths place. How much smaller is this one than this one? How much smaller is the hundredths place than the tenths place? Now it says here blank times as great. Now we know that if we went from hundredths to thousand or hundredths to tenths, we have to multiply by 10 because the tenths place is 10 times greater. If we went from the tenths place down to the hundredths place, we'd have to multiply by 1/10 to get the smaller value. That means that the value of the digit in the hundredths place is actually 1/10 times as great as the digit in the hundredths and the tenth place right here. So that's what we write. And we'll zoom back out to write that sentence. And I'm really proud if you wrote this answer sentence, boys and girls. The value of the digit in the hundredths place, oops, copy out of there. The value of the digit in the hundredths place make sure you spell that correctly, is, and I want you to put 1/10 times as great as the digit in the tenths place. Make sure you're using 1/10 here as the correct answer. All right, boys and girls, that's it for Wednesday's Wednesday's Spiral Math. Thank you for checking in with me, and I'll see you tomorrow when we check our Thursday's Spiral Math. Bye-bye.